Hey, what's up, everybody? So, I've been saying I'm gonna make some more videos for the longest time. So, I've been trying to get stuff together. I try to figure out timeline, how I'm gonna put it together. I do tile construction, so I'm trying to, get the layout all out, and it's not tile, so it don't seem to work that way. So, I'm gonna just start with a little story about myself. It went from, I'll just let you guys know it's the whole deal from my video Save Our Bolts on the Reel to how I became Padre Libre, and it's all wrapped up into one. But you're gonna trip out on this story though. So back in what it's 2020, so 15, probably like around 2001 it had to be, because I'm counting the years back. I moved from San Diego to the state of Montana, Big Sky Country, 406. It was my third time moving there from San Diego. I had spent 3 years living there before, but it was off and on. I went up for a year, came back. I went up for 2 years, came back, and this last time I went up and I stayed up for 4 years. The second time that I was in Montana, my buddy Josh asked me to go to a youth camp with him, a Bible youth camp with him. And I was going to the church up there, and I really didn't know what to think. I just didn't think, yeah, whatever, why you want to take me? Pretty much is what I was telling him. And he's, we just need help up there. And Josh knew a lot of my story already, so he kind of, I think he was plotting this out. Little did I know. He was. I know he was. But anyways, so Josh, so we went to this Bible youth camp up in Glacier Bible Camp, Montana. And I ended up telling my story, my little testimony, to the kids in my cabin, and the camp counselor guy that was in there, and they tripped out, trying to think how old I was, 34, probably around. No, I was like, before that, I was like 27 then, at that first Bible camp. Sorry, see, this is what I'm talking about. So, this is the second time I moved up to Montana, and I'm there, and I go to this Bible camp, and I tell my story to these kids, and they all tripped out. And next thing you know, I had another counselor asking me if I could go to their cabin and share my story with these kids. There were some kids that, could use some help there and whatnot, whatever. So I did that. I ended up telling my testimony to, I think 4 cabins, I believe. I met a lot of kids there. I seen some kids that just weren't having it, pretty much. They were like, I can't believe I'm here. They just didn't really want to be there. And I'm already knowing. I can see them from a mile away, like, look at these kids. They're stuck. So, and I got my OTR hat on. Bow. So, I wear it all the time. Like, it's all dirty from my thumb right here. Don't worry about it, though. If you don't like it, clean it. But anyway, so I'm at this camp, so I noticed these kids. So I started, talking with them, messing with them. I noticed their shirts, some of their, they had like their little rock shirts on. I've been to a lot of concerts, a lot of rock concerts. So, I'm commenting on their stuff, and, they're like, all right, cool, man. And so I end up having a good relationship with a lot of these kids, and some of them are still my friends on Facebook still to this day. And that was back in 2008. Wow, 1998. See, this is what I'm saying, guys. But I ain't going to write nothing down, because then I'll just be sounding like a robot. So you just got to roll with me. I'll get better at this, I hope. Anyway, so then it's 2008, and I met all them kids. I started getting, I'm making them feel a little more comfortable there, and they don't have to feel out of no way, and just some amazing stuff happened there. There's a couple other stories, but I just want to keep that pretty simple. I don't want to you know, just some amazing stuff. I had talked to some other kids. I got pretty deep with some kids. I got, you know, just knowledge. It's just trying to give them some seeds that hopefully later on in the future it would bloom for them and they would realize what I was telling them. And that's what I try to do. I never try to be like yes, no, wrong, right, any of that. You know, I just really try to give them something to think about. Yeah, for right now, that's what I can think. That's the only way I could put it right now. So anyways, and I left Montana. I went on a journey. I drove to Florida in my 1977 Suburban, drove back to San Diego, and then I drove, spent 2 years in Florida, and then I drove back to San Diego, spent a year here. I wasn't ready to be home still. It was just, you know, I left again, went back to Montana. Montana's my second home. You know, Montana's second home. Montana's my home too. You know, San Diego on the real. That's the deal. But then, I go back up there, and I'm up there, and, you know, and Josh again, he goes, hey, I go in these schools. They have a free lunch at this church every Wednesday, I believe it was, the Wednesdays, and they all come to the church, they get a free lunch, and they get to hear a little testimony, a little message. Boom, he asked me to come. I come, I watch him. He asked me, hey, Murky, would you be interested in doing this? And I said, I don't know. Yeah, I'll do it. You know, I always try to help the kids, some kids out, you know, rough kids, you know, looking like they're getting in trouble. I can tell. Don't act like you ain't. Or you're just, you know, a little up to no good. I'm not saying you're no good, but you're just up to a little no. I'm pretty good at peeping the scene, like, yo, what up? But anyway, so I go and I wrote a bunch of stuff down. This is why I say I'm not writing anything down, because I wrote this down for these kids, and I went over there, and I sounded like a freaking robot, and I think I tanked it, the message that I tried to give to these kids that day. There was probably like 30 of them in there, maybe 40, you know, and I'm like, man, I kind of tanked that one, and I said I would never do that again. So I was given the opportunity to come back, this time by myself. That time Josh came with me and kind of, you know, helped me out, support me, but this next time I came by myself, and I didn't write nothing down. I had no idea what I was going to say to these kids, and I had asked my friend that was going to the school of these kids that they came from to go to this free lunch. It was called Hellgate High School. And next thing you know, I show up, and there's like 200 kids there. So, you know, I'm pacing back and forth, and the people are asking me if I brought a message. No, so I got to hurry up. So I ended up telling these guys a message. I did one, you know, ask these kids. I'm talking about what I seen when they were walking in, the clothes they were wearing, if they played sports, the computer guys. You know, I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? Everybody's here, right? And then, you know, I asked, hey, where the bullies at? And, you know, it got pretty quiet in there. It got, you know, they could tell, I think they could tell I wasn't, you know, that I was just serious, you know. I don't want to say I was demanding respect, because these kids barely know me, and I believe respect is earned, you know. There's a general respect right off the bat. They were listening to me, cool, that's all I was at. I'm not asking them to, you know, just boom, it was cool, and you know, and I called them out like, hey man, you know, I asked the bullies to raise their hand. Nobody want to raise their hand, so, you know, I just went on to, like, you know, if anybody wants to bully you, ask them why they're not raising their hand right now. You know, and from what I know, because I went and spoke a couple more times after that I was the only guy after I talked with these kids and prayed for them that I went to the door and said goodbye to them as they walked out the door. Not that any of that means, and because I didn't really understand it either, what I was doing at that time. I did. I mean, I just know me and my friends. Yo, what up, man? See ya. Boom. We all say late, guys. Later. Boom. You know, you don't leave without saying goodbye. You know, and that's just what I was. You know, but so now I come back to Montana. I mean, this is my third time now back in Montana, the last time that I spent there. And so that happened. Well, Josh asked me again. Now he's like, hey man, Mark, do you want to go to this school? It's like kindergarten to 8th grade. And we're doing a lunch program for them there, where we're going to give them some free lunch and a drink. And we're going to give them a little message, you know. And you know, because it's a school, we couldn't do the Bible stuff, or, you know, we couldn't talk about Jesus or God or any of that. So, you know, but I was pretty good at hitting some life messages, you know. I did one, it was May 4th, you know, and I didn't know what I was going to say. The guy that was supposed to speak was sick, so they asked me to jump in. You know, I did a thing on Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader, and I told him to tell me about each of one, and then I told him this is how life is. You're going to have to choose a side. You know, you just told me how each of these people were, so, you know, kind of you're going to have to choose who you want to be like, you know. And I did some more stuff with them in the message, and then I was leaving, and I was like, all right, guys, may the 4th be with you. You know, I freestyled all this, guys, that's why, and I did some more messages like that, and that's what I call my stuff, freestyle, like what I'm doing right now with this video. So anyways, I started going to these messages with these kids. One of them is instant messaging me right now. He's not even a kid no more. Yo, what up, Ty? So, you know, I'm going to the school and I'm doing their messages, and then there's their lunch thing, and then the teacher tells me, the Principal Shelley, hold on, let me reverse this, because I didn't start helping these kids right away. Josh asked me to go to this school because these kids were causing a lot of ruckus. Okay, they were causing, you may think it's Montana, these kids were causing a lot of ruckus. I'm not going to put them on blast, but even I was like, wow, all right, guys. So I went to this school, to this meeting. He told me, go to the meeting. Josh told me, go to this meeting, and they're going to talk to you, and they're going to let you know what's going on in the meeting, and whether you want, you know, you can say no, whatever, but just go to the meeting and see if you're interested, Merc. So I go to this meeting, and I just kind of got back up to Montana. You know, I did this thing with the school, but I just kind of got I just got my contractor's license, and I'm going to get busy. I'm going to have to be on it. I'm going to be pushing myself to the max. I got to get some work done. I'm by myself. I'm in a state. I'm home. It's in my other home, Montana, but, you know, I've gone and left and gone, and there's new people. I got to get my name back out there again. So I don't have time to even really play around too much. But they asked me to go over there, and I go over there, and they start talking about the program, and I'm like, you know, I can't do this. This is going to be too much of my time. It's, you know, there's two groups now. There's one for the younger kids and one for the older kids, and I'm like, you know, I just don't have time for that. I'm like, I can't do it. And I'm backing out of the meeting, out of this little classroom that we're in, and I get to the door, and I'm backing out the door, and the lady and Principal Shelley's like, yeah, we're the Desmet School, we're the home of the Padres. And I don't want to say stumbled, but my feet did a little jump, or whatever you want to call it, and I snapped up and I said, what? You know, to myself, I'm like, what did she say, the Padres? And I start looking around in the classroom, and there's all these Padres banners and signs, and I'm like, oh, wait a second here. Hold on a darn second here. Wait a second. So I ended up coming to these kids. I ended up joining the group. Got him. So I'm helping. We're doing two groups, one for the younger, one for the older, 2 different times of the day. Yeah, 2 different days. And the Principal Shelley comes and says, ask a group of us that were helping. There's like 4 or 5 of us. Hey, the kids, you know, they cause a lot of problems at the bus stop. I'm not going to put them on blast, but they were causing ruckus at the bus stop, and I'm talking about some stuff that these kids have no idea even know about or talk about. A lot of them, all of them, and, you know, and some cigarette smoke and just stuff like that. You know, don't call them bad kids though, because these are my kids, and yeah, they ain't bad. They just, you know, not even with the parents. Sometimes people just need a little help. And that's all I was trying to do. And so, she said the kids at the bus stop are causing ruckus, and I'm the principal. I have to be here. I can't be at the bus stop. But I've been going down there the past week, or I think she said week or whatever. Does anybody want to go to the bus stop and help me out and kind of go to the bus stop in the mornings? I felt like I was already doing too much, not just because of work, but, you know, it's a team effort. I wanted to be, you know, I thought, you know, maybe, and not for no, they probably have their own reasons. Nothing bad, I'm not dogging on these people, but nobody raised their hand. They probably have, they had some lives where they probably couldn't do it. I get it. Kids, family, I get it. I said, I'll go do it. I'll do it. I showed up the first day there in this neighborhood that I never been to, the trailer courts. Yeah, and I'm driving up and down the street in my '02 Chevy Astro van, and I'm just like, man, this has to look creepy, yo. I just am driving around in this van in this neighborhood that I don't even know. Buena Vista and Futura. There was two of them, one on each side, and then so I'm driving down the middle of them on the road. I forgot the name of the road. But anyway, so I'm like, and so I get out finally with my dog Chewy, and I'm walking up and down. I'm like, you know, this still looks kind of creepy. So I'm like, I just need to go back. I need to figure this out. Next time Principal Shelley is rolling up. I'm like, yes, cool, all right, boom. Some of the kids are starting to come. She introduced me to the parents. Some of the parents would come to this little bus stop, and she let them know what I was going to be doing. Little did I know some of the kids, the older ones, 7th, 8th graders, are watching me from their windows, talking about, hey, Merc, you look like a creeper out there. I'm like, how come you guys don't come out and say, we just wanted to watch you, Kiana? Yeah, I remember that. So, but they're not kids anymore, a lot of these kids. You know, this was a while ago. I watched them graduate high school. Wow. You know, did I think they were going to graduate high school when I met them? Or were they going to probably graduate high school when I met them? I don't know. I was worried. I was scared because I know me and my friends. Maybe I graduated high school, but on other very parts of our lives, we took an L. And I just wasn't going to watch these kids take an L. You know, so I'm going to this bus stop now, and I'm going every day. I'm looking around. I see a lot of graffiti, and I'm talking about some stuff that really shouldn't be in front of these kids while they show up at this bus stop first thing in the morning on the little walls, the little things that were divider walls that they had there. Boom. So one morning I went and bought some McDonald's for some kids, and I had them erase all this stuff. You know, I told them, this is your neighborhood. You're going to erase it. And they erased it all, and they cleaned it all up, and I started getting some stuff. I noticed we're just out there sitting. I got some jump ropes. I started getting the kids into some stuff, activities I'd have them do, some little missions. I'd send them out, hey, go write down the lyrics to the song. I'd shoot them a lot of positive songs, a lot of POD songs I would give them, you know, just positive lyrics. If they like the football team, I'd tell them to tell me all the 11 players that show up on the line. I want their name, their number, their name, their number, and their position, and I would need it all. Boom, write it down. Don't copy paste, none of that. And if they would bring me these things that I asked them to, I would go to the mall and I would buy them either their team that they wanted hat, or, you know, if they weren't into sports, the girls or whatever, I'd buy them, you know, a little Vans hat, leopard print, you know, stuff like that, and I would hook these kids up with whatever I could, you know. But also, I explained to them that this is the way life works. What you put into it is what you got out of it. If you brought me a copy and paste something that I asked you to write me down, I would give them a sticker. But I would also sit and explain to them why they're getting a sticker and not the hat. I always brought stickers. Every Friday was treat day. I'd go down to the store, and I'd buy to Rosar's, and I'd buy freaking, this was in Missoula, Montana, and I'd buy freaking, Little Debbie snack cakes, the little strawberry burritos. You know me, shoot, I'm from San Diego, man. I'm missing home, so I'm like, hey, a burrito, guys. You know, I had the strawberry fillings. I do the cosmic brownies, all that. And I try to hook it up for them. All this while, you know, I'm working though too, and I'm my new business, and I'm working long hours, and I'm, you know, but what I noticed in the morning is going with these kids warmed me up and got me ready for work. So that was good. But it was also tough waking up in the morning, getting to go out there. I used to do sometimes wake up early and make them peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for the morning for the breakfast, but I'd heat them up, I'd toast the toast, I'd put them in a heat bag or whatever, and I'd try to get it over there and make it warm. I'd leave my van warm, I'd heat it up, take my seats out because I was using it for work, so the back seats were already out, and if not, they would all cram in my van, because if you know, it's Montana and school is in the winter time, so it's snowing. It's freezing. So I'd show up, I'd jump out my van, I'd go talk with the parents, and a bunch of the kids would jump in my van and stay warm until the bus got there. You know, if it wasn't snowing and it was a little decent out, we could get out, jump rope. I bought some basketball, trying to get a hoop for them, but I know I think we had some volleyballs. I learned not to start a water balloon fight with 40 kids. They had no mercy on me and my face and my eyeball with the water balloons. Hey, man, I had to get some of them back, though. I know they were small, but hey, man, it was a good time out there, guys. It really was. I got the Montana Food Bank to start giving me food. So I threw a couple barbecues for them. And next thing you know, some of them had graduated. And like I said, they've been writing down POD lyrics. I've had them write them down for other things, but like a few of them graduated. It's not, it's Montana. It's not too many people, like a lot like down here. So there was like 17 people that graduated, kids. And like, I made them all a bag and I gave them all. I bought them some stuff. I had some stuff, a lot of knickknacks with me that they were cool. I put a bunch of bags together for them. And I gave them all a bag. And I also made them their very own POD CD. I mixed them all different. I thought about each kid before I made the CD, and I said, these songs, this song, and I made them all their own CD. Boom. So thank you, Mert. Cool. Keeps going on. Now the next guys are getting ready. It's going through the summer, and I'm like, all right, summer's here now, guys. You guys graduated middle school. Boom. Heck yeah, what are we going to do for the summer? And I'm looking at this flyer, and it's like POD's coming to Great Falls, Montana. So I'm like, what? Okay. So I ended up, POD, grew up same neighborhood, South San Diego, Southtown, baby. That's right. So, I got a hold of them. Then they let me take I took a bunch of these kids. We ended up getting hooked up on a bus driver, a place to stay, all for free. I don't know how it happened. These people, my buddy Nate, he started calling some people, and we just started contacting people. And then next, we just got all this free stuff. And it was like, all right, cool. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And we fed the bus driver, made sure you had food. That's all he wanted. Make sure you got fed. Boom. Cool. This church up there let us stay for free in Great Falls, Montana. We went, we watched the show. Me and Nate got to go backstage and watch the show. After the show, where I was saying goodbye to Sonny, singer, saying goodbye to Wolf, saying goodbie to everybody. Marco's straight, what's up, guys? Peace out, late. And Sonny's like, hey, man, hold on. How many people did you bring with me? And I'm like, I got like 27 people, plus like 3 chaperones or whatever. And he said, all right, just hold on. And he got done doing his little autographs. They got done doing their little autograph signing thing. And Sonny was like, all right, bring everybody backstage. So I got all these kids, and I'm going to tell you right now, they came from this trailer court. And I know down here in San Diego and in your neighborhood, and you talking about the hood, and this place wasn't too nice either. These kids were on a rough road, and you may think Montana and whoop-de-whoop, whatever you want, but man, yeah. So, but I'm not trying to give them no stripes or props for that, for being the tough guy, and, they could fight and all that, I try to divert that from them, try to change stuff around to positivity, get into sports, you could beat them down, tackle them on the field, stuff like that, and just a better way to channel their energy, and that's what I fought for them for, and so I took these kids, POD, now we're all backstage, and, it's a poor community out there, man, but you know what? A penguin recognizes another penguin, so we got all along good out there, and then, so that all happened, and then some stuff started happening. I spent 3.5 years with these kids out there at the bus stop, and at the school and everything, probably a little more with the school event, but like 3.5 years, probably 3 good solid years at the bus stop, me waking up. And I would say 85%, 87, 88% that I was out there every morning. Did I make it every morning? No. Some mornings I woke up, my back was hurting, my body was hurting. I was maybe had to float and cut in and set a lot of tile the night before, and I stayed up late, and I just And that was the deal, you know. It's never because I was hungover, drunk, or any of those reasons. I even stopped smoking weed for a while, for as long as I was doing that with them kids. I didn't smoke no weed. Do I smoke weed now? Yes, I do. I also have ulcerative colitis, so the marijuana helps me eat. It helps me me with my pain. I don't sit and smoke all the time anyways, and I haven't been like that since freaking forever. So I'm just saying, if you want to judge me on weed, don't. Go look at my testimony on YouTube, and there's plenty of better stuff you could judge me on. Blah. So, you know, dang, I got personal real quick. So anyways, I'm doing this with these kids, and some turbulence starts happening. I'm not even going to get into it, what happened, because it's a whole nother story, and it just happened to me. So I ended up having to leave Montana. But before I left, I went and spent 2 weeks in Yellowstone National Park in a tent with this other guy that I met from San Diego, from Oceanside. I met this girl when I was down here in San Diego when I was doing some vet schooling. So she came up with her boyfriend, and we had a little San Diego hoo-ha right there in Yellowstone National Park. My friend Alex, she brought her boyfriend, and they stayed like a week, and they couldn't hang. And it was funny because we're all from San Diego, but me and my other buddy Jacob that's been living in Montana, we're laughing at them like, you city slick. It was just fun. It was a great time. And so I got back to Missoula. That's where I was living. And I did a big old yard sale. I sold all my stuff, and I came back to San Diego. And I may have changed, but I don't think, and I've been changed the second time I went to Montana. You know, even before that, I was changing just my lifestyle. I didn't agree with a lot of stuff. And then I came back to San Diego, and it was like all my past kind of just was in my face. And I was just a totally different person. So I was kind of felt like there was a glitch in the Matrix. And I ended up becoming homeless. So now I'm homeless. After my whole trip, no, it wasn't a trip. Me going and living, that was not a vacation. I went to go live in Montana. I love Montana. 406, baby. Treasure State. Zootown, Missoula. So, you know, I went back up there, and I love being there. My dog Chewy was from there, rest in peace, Chewy. But so I come back, and now I'm homeless, and I just don't know what to think. And life is really tripping me out right now. I never did what I did with them kids or for anybody. I even did the food bank in Montana for a long time. I don't need no cape or no badge or no anything for any of that. I didn't do it for that reason. I didn't do it for a tit-for-tat reason. I didn't do it for, if I do this and I expect this to happen to me. No. But I just didn't know why this bad was happening to me. And what caused it is what made it a little bit more deep for me. I wasn't on drugs. I wasn't running around doing anything that I would feel, or if I really told you what happened, you would probably be like, man, that was a tough break, and I just ended up homeless. But we are now on the road to how I became the only one in San Diego history since the internet to represent the city and do it the way I did and get over 1 million views with the short clip of one of my videos on Jimmy Kimmel. But I'm going to have to get with you guys that next time. So that's my little story of how I became at the bus stop, and I did the little bus stop thing. And it's all going to come together. You see that? The Padres, Desmet School, Padres. So you guys have a good day. It is a coronavirus stuff going around right now. Stay inside, please, so we can just get rid of this. That's what I say. And that's what it is, man. We got to stay inside. We don't, it's hard, it's tough. Yeah, I'm outside in my truck, and I mean outside like going out and going to the stores and to the beach and chilling. If you got to go do something A and B, then hey, you know, we got to do stuff. But to chill, it's not the time right now, guys, and for all ages. Let's just respect one another, respect our age groups right now, and let's try to find some commonality, and let's chill on the real. That's the deal.